Today, on Running to Him.
God views ordination as a set-aside for holiness and service. All of us are ordained to walk in Him through Christ. Today we will read Leviticus chapter 7 and 8 and concentrate on chapter 8 verses 5 through 7, 13, 22 through 24, and 33 through 35. Leviticus 8, 5 through 7 says, Moses said to the congregation, "This is the thing which the Lord has commanded me to do." Then Moses had Aaron and his sons come near, and he washed them with water. He put the tunic on him, and girded him with the sash, and clothed him with the robe, and put the ephod on him. And then he girded him with the artistic band of the ephod, which he tied to him. In verse 13. Next, Moses had Aaron's son come near, and clothed them with tunics, and girded them with sashes, and bound caps on them, just as the Lord had commanded Moses. Leviticus 8, 22 through 24 says, Then he presented the second ram, the ram of ordination, and Aaron and his sons laid hands on the head of the ram, and Moses slaughtered it, and took some of the blood and put it on the lobe of Aaron's right ear, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. He also had Aaron's son come near, and Moses put some of the blood on their right ear, and on their thumb of the right hand, and on their big toe of their right foot. Moses then sprinkled the rest of the blood around the altar. And Leviticus 8:33-35 says, You shall not go outside of the doorway of the tent of meeting for 7 days, until that the period of your ordination is fulfilled, for he will ordain you through the 7 days. The Lord has commanded to do this, as been done this day, to make atonement for your behalf, at the doorway of the tent of meeting. Moreover, you shall remain day and night for 7 days, and keep the charge of the Lord, so that you will not die. For so I have been commanded. Well, I've done something unique today in the selection of the scriptures. I've selected certain verses which outline what Aaron and his sons went through when they were ordained. We in the Protestant churches do not follow such an ordinate ceremony, but there are 2 reasons why such a ceremony was needed and may even be needed today. The children of Israel were entering a new land, surrounded by people whose worship was focused on idols, and their ceremonies were filled with abominable things. God wanted to show the differences between true worship and what was happening around them. Second, he wanted Aaron, his male children, and Moses to recognize that they were to be holy in everything they did. They were to be examples to the Israelites. Now, we don't have such elaborate ceremonies in most of our churches, and I think that indicates how we may treat our walk with God. Each one of us is called to be a priest. 1 Peter 2:9 says, But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, for God's own possession, and so that you may proclaim the excellences of him who has called you out of the darkness into his marvelous light. Now, that means that we have been set aside in God's plan and for his work. We are to be holy, yet we treat our walk with Christ in the most common of ways. We don't treat sin as evil. We don't treat our walk as holy. We don't treat our walk as the most essential thing in our lives. Now, obviously, I'm speaking in generalities because some people walk with Christ in a way that does glorify him. We need to recognize at the end of each day, the only way that people will know who God is through our actions. If we look at our walk with Christ as something nice to do, but not necessarily foremost in our lives, the outside world will think that it's okay. God is not that important. So let's set ourselves aside and act as believers in the living God.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.